Hi guys, and welcome back. It's the Bristol Prepper channel, and today we're bringing another prepping talk. And today we're talking about having an SHTF plan, and if you've got one, and what's your plan, and just going through some things that you might not have thought of, because in the early stages I didn't think of it. So this is good to go over your plan and make sure your plan is fucking bomb-proof. So first thing we look at, real quick, which a lot of people overlook, is SHTF, or end of the world, or whatever you want to call it, WRL, whatever you're going to call it, won't happen either on a weekend or when you get home from work or when the best time for you is. So when all your kids are in bed and you and your missus watching telly, it ain't going to happen then when you've got time on your hands and when it's easy for you. Look, 90% of the time I can see it happening during the day. Do you know what I mean? So during the day when you're at work, your missus is at work or at home, your kids are at school, do you know what I mean? Worst time. But normally as shit goes, stuff happens at the fucking worst time, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, if it does happen at this time, how you can get around it, and how you can plan and put preparations in place, so if it does happen in a shit time like that, then you've got it in place and you know what you can do. I've made mine, so you have to, when you're thinking about this, obviously know where everybody is a fucking good start. So obviously if your missus doesn't work, then she's going to be either at home or out shopping or out and about. So this has got a hard one to stick with, to make negotiations all the time, especially in an SHTF situation or economic collapse, because the phone lines will be down and she's fucked. If she hasn't got no other form of communication, or she didn't know how to look for the signs, then she's fucked. How's she getting back to you? Because she won't know what happened, or do you know what I mean? So there's lots of complications coming with getting involved if you haven't made a bulletproof plan. Another thing to look at as well, obviously your kids, make sure they're all at different schools, know how they're going to get back, and make sure they know what's going to go on if this does happen, or anything bad does go on. Make sure they know. Obviously Mrs. knows, make sure everybody in the family is sure of it. And the best you can, and obviously know it's awkward at school, you can't practice at school, but have run-throughs, you know? So weekends and that, have run-throughs. And if you're the head of the family, like myself, obviously you're the man, have run-throughs, tell them you're going to have run-throughs, but don't tell them when. Surprise run-throughs. So then, do you know what I mean? So it adds a bit of the suspense to it, and they don't know what's going on, and you know, the pressure's a little bit more on, which is good. But I know it's a pain in the ass, so just try your best. And another thing, obviously, we're moving on from that, so make sure we know everybody is communication. Obviously, if your little one hasn't got a thing, she's too young, then you have to know where she is at all times. Because if she's that young, then she will definitely be at school. So you can obviously always go to school in the fancy situation, get her and collect her and go. But your missus, on the other hand, if she doesn't work, or she does work, or she's at home, she's always out and about, is a nightmare to keep hold of them. So this is what I'm going to show you real quick, just a quick idea, if you get hold of them. So here I've got some Cobra radios. They are rechargeable. What's great about these is obviously I've got the base here as well, if you want to quickly look at that. Base, which obviously is plugged into the mains. You just drop them straight in there and they charge right up. But what's great about these, compared to other ones, is they run on rechargeable AA's. So if you prep AA's in your normal preps, which I do, and you should prep batteries, is a very, very good idea, so for all your flashlights and all the rest of it. If you do prep AA's, this is great, because as soon as the battery runs out of this, in an SHTF situation, you can whip the rechargeable batteries out, fuck those away, because you ain't never getting power again, and chuck some AA batteries in there, and you've got another set. I've got like a set of communication, which is handy dandy. You don't want to buy, if you're going to go for radios, they're obviously an expensive add-on, well not add-on, expensive item to go in your plans and your preps, because to get some walkie-talkies like these are quite good, high quality walkie-talkies. These ain't some your missus goes in the bedroom and she can't hear you on the walkie-talkie. These are, I think they do 12 miles, I think. Obviously it depends on the landscape, do you know what I mean? If you're fucking on Scotland Highlands, then you ain't getting shit all signal, but if you're on some flattish sort of ground, you get a lot more distance, but I think it's about 12 miles maximum or some shit, which is a long way. A long ass fucking way. And obviously all situations are different, but in my situation, 12 miles is ample. I won't be working out of a 12 mile radius. Well, I might do sometimes, but it's highly unlikely. It doesn't happen many times in the year. And the missus, she don't go have a 12 mile radius, just because you don't know fucking 12 miles out, let alone fucking go that far out. Anyway, this is a great means of communication. Easy, reliable, everybody knows how to work them, do you know what I mean? Just fucking press a button and talk, that's it. These do have as well extra, can't fucking remember the word. It'll come back to me, but the stations, yeah, so I've got, instead of having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I've got privacy stations as well, so I can go into what say 5.2 or 5.3 to talk upon. So it's an extra feature for privacy and to get away from anybody else that's using them. And make sure these are EDC as well, because it's a really good idea, because there's no point in having these sat in the drawer if you do not carry them around in EDC, everyday carry. So make sure you carry them around. We have made a few foul-ups in the times gone past because we haven't been carrying them, we've got over the pace of carrying them, but we should get back into it, and we are going to get back into it, to carrying these every day as our EDC, because these are super important for communication. So moving on from communication, so if you've got any more questions about these, you want to see them in action, or you want to see how much you pay for them or anything like that, just give us a shout. So that's communication. And also now we're going to talk about, so you've got your communication, you've got passive communication side of things, you've tracked your missus, you've collected your kids from school or college or wherever they're to, you've got them, you come back to your bug-in location. So bug-in should always be your number one. You see all these people and they're just like, yeah, I've got a fucking trailer and I got a bag and I'm bugging out straight away. I think it's madness. You've got a perfectly good home here. You should make this armoured. You know the land around you. You know everything, what's going on. You should stay bugged in as long as you can, but leave at the right time. But we'll talk about that later. But just bug-in location. You want to make sure you have a good bug-in location, and whenever he comes back to your bug-in location, and you're here, and then you're obviously just living here in your bug-out location until the next step. And obviously the next step is knowing how bad things are getting. So if things have calmed down, if you're in a situation where they got worse, then obviously then we talk about bugging out. So bugging out is when you grab your bug-out bags and your trailers and your cars, bug-out vehicles, whatever you've got, you take your shit and you bug out. So you go to another location, a safe location. And I think that everybody should have, a family should have, say like, a list, this is not my list, it's just notes, but a list of everybody's bug out locations in order. So if this bug out location is fucked and there's nobody in it, or there's something wrong with it, you go to the next one. See what I'm saying? So an ordered bug out location list. So then everybody knows what they're doing. And so if you do get split up on some shit off chance you get split up, then everybody knows where to check and the places to go to if they get stuck. Bug out location, when you're choosing one, unpopulated would be a massive help, and knowing your surroundings, and not just bug out location. You can have the best of bug out location, but if you've got no means of life support around you, you're fucked. So you want to know what's around you, what you can use, what you can obviously loot, or whatever you're doing. You want to know what's around you, know your surroundings, and know what you're going to do when you get there. Defense as well, defense of that location. Might be a good location, but if it is easily to defend, are you really open? Can people get you easy? Can people see you easy? So you want to think about all these different things. Are you going to bug out to the wild? A lot of people choose to do that. Use your bushcraft skills. Or are you going to bug out to another building, a warehouse, store location, a store or something? You've got to think about all these things when you're choosing your bug out location. Think about how many people are going to think of that same bug out location as well. Because people don't think of this. How many people are going to choose that? So anyway, so after you've chosen your bug out location, you've got them in order, you've done all that, knowing when to leave. Obviously, you don't want to leave too early. You leave too early, and stuff doesn't get as bad as you thought when you're sat in there eating all your fucking £500 worth of food rations and nothing's actually happened. But you're all sat in there growing beards and pissing in a can. Obviously, you went at the wrong time. But if you go too late, going too early is a damn sight better than going too late. You go too late and it might cost you and your family your lives. Because in an SHTF situation, in an economic collapse, you could leave too late and then you get your house looted, raided by, say, 50 men. You might be the strongest motherfucker alive, but I'm telling you now, I have 50 blokes knocking at your door with bats, knives, guns, or whatever. You ain't standing a chance, no matter how big or large you are. So, it's important to always leave at the right time. Like I said, early, you might get laughed at, but early is always a damn sight better than doing it too late. Because you do it too late, it may cost you and your family your lives, like I said. And that's another quick thing I just want to tap on. It's just home defence. Make sure you've got an idea of what you can do, like boarding out your windows or doors or whatever. Make sure you've all got an escape route and know how to defend your home and know how to defend it well. And what plans you're going to put in place once or if this happens. And also, the last thing we're going to touch on before we go, so I'm glad you're still with me, if you guys are still with me, sip your drinks. Let's move on to the last one. What we're going to talk about now is knowing the signs. So knowing the signs that an SHTF situation is going to happen or is coming into play. What can you think of? It might be on the news, it might be on the radio. You might think these things are happening because of these things aren't happening. You might think SHTF, which is a possibility, SHTF is happening because the lights are going off, the electricity's not working, there's nobody on the radio, there's nobody on the telly. Things are shutting down. It might not all happen at once, but it might happen. So, say some street lights might go out. Say if you're working somewhere, like myself, I'm a carpenter, the power's not working somewhere. It's strange. Some of the radio stations aren't working. So to know the signs is a good thing, because then obviously the earlier you attack the situation and you go obviously put your plans in place, the more chance you've got of survival. And obviously when you're doing the bug outs and bugging ins, 72 hours is the basic things. So make your bug out bag for 72 hours, because once you get past the 72-hour mark, I think your survival rating goes up by a ridiculous percentage. So once anybody, no matter whether economic collapse, bloody natural disasters, once you get past the 72-hour mark, your survival chances will increase dramatically. So make sure you're always preparing for 72 hours and the worst 72 hours that can be thought of. So guys, thanks for staying with me, if you are still with me. Thanks for staying with me, and I appreciate it. But guys, as always, stay prepared, and I'll see you guys another day, another way.